Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, I just got done watching DIDI, and I gotta say, wow, this movie hits close to home.
But sometimes it's a little hard.
This movie takes place in the summer of 2008, and I gotta say, it perfectly captures the Asian American experience of that time. And the look, the atmosphere, the technology, everything of the 2008 era, wow, it was brought to screen beautifully, man. It was so nostalgic. We followed the Wang family that is currently going through a very interesting transition that a lot of Asian Americans and a lot of families in general will understand. Chris Wang, the main character that we follow here, is going from middle school to high school, and the way this film writes the narration, the direction of how it handles these characters and the relationships going from middle school to high school, it was just, whew, that was wow. Okay. Wow. And Chris's big sister Vivian is going to be leaving to college, so there's a lot happening, a lot going on here, especially since the dad isn't around. And throughout this film, we follow Chris, who also goes by Wang Wang, who's just trying to figure himself out. He's learning about relationships, learning about girls, learning about how to just fit in. Chris is struggling to maintain and find friends in this time while also dealing with the strain and struggle of having a family that is not from this country. And as he's transitioning into a full-fledged teenager into high school, it's even more difficult, the fact that his dad isn't around to really give him some guidance. Not a deadbeat dad, he's just off in another country working to help them survive in America. And really, that's what this film is all about. It's his relationships with his friends and his relationship with his sister and mom, his family. It's a coming of age story that we've all seen before, but what really makes this all the more special is the fact that it really hits home and focuses so much detail with the Asian American experience. I, for one, as an Asian American, can attest to the accuracy of this film. Of course, everyone's experiences are different, but I think for the most part, a lot of us can agree that what we see in this film is something we've all seen before as an Asian American. And man, some scenes were just really hard to watch. The fight that the mom is having with their grandmother is just brutal. It's difficult, and I can't say I've experienced that myself, but I've seen it happen to other families, and it is gut-wrenching, painful to see. It's kind of scary how close this film parallels to my life, because Wang is an aspiring filmmaker, creative. He wants to go into videos. His mom, who is brilliantly portrayed by Joanne Chen, I think that's how you say her name. Wow, I mean, his mom is going to artistry, painting, and my mom in real life also used to do painting. So this film really hit deeper than I was expecting. It wasn't until after the film, when I sat down and thought about it, that it just really just got me going. It got me crying on the way home. Anything with grandmas and grandpas is gonna be really fucking tough, and seeing the grandma in this film was just, it broke my heart. It just reminded me of my own grandma. And yeah, this movie does an amazing job capturing the struggles that he's having with these relationships, bouncing back and forth between different people, trying to figure himself out. There's a girl that Chris likes that he has no idea how to approach or talk to, and when he finally has a chance to maybe make something happen, he fumbles the bag so hard that it makes me cringe. But not in a bad way, in a very more realistic, believable sense, because as an Asian American at that age, trying to figure out girls and how to approach one, I mean, wow, that was Sean Wang, the director and writer here. He knows what he's fucking doing. I especially love the inclusion of the line where one of the characters says, "You're cute for an Asian," because let's be real right now, even to this day, Asians still aren't considered all that attractive in the West. More specifically, Asian men. Asian women have it easy. DIDI also does such a great job showing how friendships from middle school to high school, sometimes they just come and go. Not all friendships last. Things happen as we're all growing and changing. Kids and teenagers do all sorts of dumb shit, and you know, that's just real life. And this movie captures that so perfectly, especially by the end. What really drives this movie home is the relationship Chris has with his mom and sister. A lot of the things he said and did throughout this film just was so reminiscent of the things I've done as a dumb teenager. And the conversations and arguments he has with his mom were just brutal, raw, and any Asian American out there will understand exactly what I'm talking about the moment you get to that scene, that one very specific scene. Man, that was Yeah, it was tough. I don't have anything negative to say about this movie. If there's one thing I wish we got more of, is really the relationship between the mom and son. For a movie, I felt that the ending would have been all the more impactful and emotionally effective if the relationship with the mom and the son was developed more. I wish we got a little bit more insight of the mom's life and what she does and what's going on with the dad, and have more conversations with the mom and son. But that's the movie perspective. In real life, I don't think any of that would have happened. I liked how this movie handled its relationships, handled the conversations, and what happened with the mom and son. What happened with Chris and how he dealt with everything that was happening to him. Some of the things his mom says to him just makes all the more sense now that I'm older, and seeing that final shot of this film, it was just perfect. This movie knew exactly what it wanted to be, what it needed to be, the story, the message, everything was as clear as day. It was beautiful, perfect in every way, and I'm so glad that we were to get this kind of film that really just accurately represented us and my own experience. Alright, well, that was enough of me. I hope you guys have a good day or good night, and I'll see you guys next time. Something I forgot to bring up here is how the writing for these characters and how they talk is pitch fucking perfect. Teenagers, high schoolers, whatever, they all sound exactly like that. The way they talk, the way they're acting, they are that. I remember being like that.
Chilling on the mothership.